Breaker broke 23. It's a Sunday, September 27th. Kind of early afternoon, as Queen would say, lazing on a Sunday afternoon. So, I'm just going through a few more things, and I wanted to show you some CB magazines and QSL cards that I have collected over the years. When I was young, I used to shoot skip back in the day, 76 through like 80. Anyway, I kept all my QSL cards. Well, in the early 80s, I had a CB radio temper tantrum, I call it. And I got rid of a lot of radios and a lot of my memorabilia. So, anyway, these are just some of my QSL cards. No big deal. Anyway, this is what I like to look at. This is the stuff, man. I just love going through this. And the CBS 9s, July of 75, April of 75. These things are just a blast to go through, I think. I remember all these, the Turner Signal Kicker, and yeah, really fun. Pace. Some radios that I'd really like to see in real life. Like some of the Fire Stick CBs. I thought that would have been kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, just neat stuff, man. Personal photos. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Here's the cool stuff. Okay, so I have a fairly good amount of rare stoner memorabilia, and I kind of like this. This is really cool. Your Invitation to High-End Profits, and there's the Stoner Pro 40 train, which is really cool. Maybe we'll go over that one day. And what about profits? Selling what? You know, market direction. And basically, Don Stoner is telling you how to hype up stoner gear and how to justify to a customer you're going to spend $1,000, 1977 money for that, which is... That's very interesting reading, actually. That dude was quite the salesman. And then, of course, a Stoner Owner card. And when you got a Stoner Pro 40, you would get a pack of 100 of these. And that was kind of cool. And then just QSL cards from, like, the old school days. Gosh, Lord, I have just tons of it. I remember one of these QSOs. I remember this guy. Let's see. No, it was the guy that sent me the packet from Disneyland. Anyway, Uniontown. I used to collect state cards because I got all 50 states at one point, and then I started going for state cards. So when somebody would, it was kind of a brief-lived fad, I guess you could say. But you'd say, "Hey, can I get when you send me a QSL card? Can I get a state card too? State map card?" So I always thought that was pretty cool. Some dude sent me a picture of his station. And then I have a few Utah map cards left over. And I don't know when these were. And yeah, some of those. So I need to do something with those. Washington State, way before I moved there. And then some Europeans. I live right up against a mountain to the east of me. And I just couldn't get out very far past the East Coast. Europe was not a thing for me, really, so it was kind of rare to get Europe. But, yeah, here's one of my old QSL cards. Yeah, it's lame. Anyway, I remember printing this in Media Arts, so I did that, and it was kind of cool. Okay, so here's my very first QSL card. So this one kind of means a lot. He sent me a couple. I'm sure the other one's in here with all the writing on it. But anyway, this was my first QSL card. My first DX contact. This was a guy that really just, you know, whether you knew it or not, this is the guy who just started it all for me. I talked to this guy on the very first base station I set up. I had a little chrome Courier Traveler with a hardwired Turner M+2, JM+2 microphone. And I had a Radio Shack half-wave ground plane that somebody gave me. And I shot skip, don't remember what channel it was. and gave him my home address, and he said he'd send me a QSL card. And I just sat by the mailbox for like a week waiting for this because, oh, April Sidebanders, because it was the first, I mean, I was just totally blown away that I could talk to somebody, you know, outside of a mile or two, because I really just came from a walkie-talkie at this point. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I love these hand-drawn cards. I have a few in here that are my favorite. I mean, I have a couple in here that are just, to me, they're just really super cool. All right, enough of that. Yeah, an old CB magazine that, of course, unfortunately had the cover ripped off. I've had this stuff for a long time. I owned one of these. This was a great antenna. This was before the Avanti Sigma 4. Anyway, get you a nice Royce. Man, we had a guy here in Salt Lake Valley that had a Royce sideband mobile, a Turner +3 microphone, a trunk mount antenna. It was like an Annexer Mark type antenna. And he had a Telco Hurricane 500 in there. And man, that dude was a big strapper. Sneaky Snake. That dude was just, sounded awesome. Whenever I see one of those Royces, I think of that. Fall 77. So the Avanti Saturn antenna, that was a really cool idea. Oh, let's see here. Some sales literature. I used to sell that stuff. An adult CB radio book, so we'll see if I get kicked off here. But yeah, pretty cool. This was the basic CB radio guide, and this was from up in, yeah, Watertown, Massachusetts, or Watertown, Massachusetts. And I have no idea how I got that, but I just did. And then some of the Woody Worlds. No, I need coffee. Some of the Woody Worlds, the CB Gazette, Brian Woodbury. And man, these were cool. And I wish that I got more of these. I joined him or subscribed to him back in about the end of the run. And there was stuff in here by, like, you know, articles by Charles Zafonte. And look, there's a Palomar Skipper 73. He did have commercial ads in there, which I thought was really cool. But Woody World was really neat, I think. And I talked to Brian on the phone one time, and the dude was like way nice. Oh, look at this. There's a Super MC8, I believe. And yeah, really cool. This was fun to read. This is the guy that I remember. I talked to this guy out of band. We were on about 27,425, so that was just at the beginning of the, well, stamps were 15 cents. I think 40 channels were still out, or were out at this time. Anyway, so there's my P.O. box, my old one. My new P.O. box is funny. My new P.O. box is 9223, Salt Lake City 84109. My new P.O. box is right next to my old one from back in the day. I was going to do a video on that just for the hell of it, but I didn't think anybody would believe me, but I actually have proof now. Anyway, so he owned a medical instrument company, and he was talking to me on like a Tempo 1, which was kind of a big strapping radio back then, and sent me this memorabilia. And in this envelope, it had like Mickey Mouse stickers and stuff. And it was really cool. I remember getting that. I remember talking to him. That was just like way cool. Just more stuff. Let's see here. So I actually have these. And I used to sell these on eBay. But this is the original Stoner Pro 40 manual. And it had the picture of the radio. This is my original one. And I used to sell these. I had a local guy make up a bunch of those, 20, 25, maybe more. And they were exactly as Don Stoner would have done them. And I sold those on eBay for years. And yeah, that was kind of fun. I just put one up every once in a while. old static BUM1 manual. And this, I don't know what that's to. More Cherokee literature. You know, the Cherokee, when that guy came out with Cherokee radios, he kind of wanted to, he was an importer and had these made. And we were waiting for these for quite a while. But this is the CBS 1000 AM upper lower sideband. Neat looking radio. They sounded pretty good on transmit. I didn't like the way they received. I mean, just quite honestly, I just didn't think they were that big of a deal. Here's one of the early Woody World newsletters that I have when it was not in a booklet form. And of course these, I remember reading these when I was a kid. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I have grundle loads of this stuff. And that's sad, because I need a life. Let's see, I think this is, remember, I don't know if you noticed or watched that video back a few episodes ago where I told you that I had to send my Diamond Eagle back to the factory. They had to repair it, and they had that, there was one of my old business names, Translex, and they had to repair it because the electroplating, the brass electroplating, is what they used to make it look gold, was coming off. It was just peeling right off. Replace, change parts, tested on CB equipment. Well, anyway, that's that. Some old H&Y electronic stuff. DNA manufacturing. Actually, I have some correspondence with DNA. I sent an amplifier back to them to repair, and the lady was really nice. She probably just knew I was a punk kid, right? Anything else? Oh yeah, look at this. You guys ever seen one of these? This is the Cherokee AM single sideband walkie-talkie. Where is that? So I happen to own one. And I bought this the second they came out. I was actually on a waiting list for the Cherokee. And this is what they look like inside. And why do you have it torn apart, I wonder? Well, because I blew it up. I burned it up. I did something really stupid. And honestly, it's really embarrassing, but I'll just come out with it. I hooked up the power to it backwards. Yeah, I know, that was really stupid. So, lesson learned. Don't hook up gear if you've had a few beers, because Mongoose and I were sitting around talking one night, and I'm like, the battery's dead, but I'll just hook it up to my power supply. Yeah, that was dumb. So, anyway, I blew that up real good. And, yeah, I was kind of into that for a while. Let's see, car stereo stuff. Yeah, this is just car stereo stuff. And, oh yeah, cool. Owner's manual to a Titan 2. And then, here's one of my, I actually kicked it up a notch, but this is one of my repros of the Stoner Pro 40. And I just showed you the original. And you cannot get more original than that. So, other than just I put the clear plastic on. That is the original. Okay. And this is mine. And pretty interesting. Cool stuff. Alright. Sorry about that. I know that was getting old. But I have more of that. I just need to start breaking it out. Okay, so this is a box of project units that I need to do. This is a Galaxy DX44. This is an awesome sounding radio. These things are gnarly. They have a great transmitter, great receiver. Of course, the all-important Roger beep. This is an export version. So this one is AM, FM, and no single sideband. And it's a full-featured gal. Really nice. This one works rather well. I just need to go through and clean up the pots. And it's a little scratchy on the volume and stuff. But another export. Pretty much the same, pretty close to the same unit as the 44. I just think the The 44, if I remember right, is an EPT 3600 chassis. So this could have sideband with just some additional components, but you'd never want to do it. But that's being said, this is a really good chassis. This is kind of a smaller mini chassis, and I don't remember the number on that. Not as good a radio, though. And a PC68, that's just a scavenger radio here, so I'm just going to chuck that. Now, on one of my last videos, I found some Cobra 148 lids, and those go to this. So this is one of my Cobra 148s. This one was actually just given to me. And what they did is they did a bunch of modifications. They did a power mod and channels and all of that. And I'm going to bring this back to normal and bring it back to absolute stock, like totally within Cobra specs. And so this is kind of neat. I believe the meter is stuck, so we're going to work on that. And I'm going to do a video on this because I have had very good luck with these. It's at about a 50-60% completed project ratio, I guess you could say. I mean, the failure rate, it's about 50-50, but quite honestly, you can get these going for the most part, and they're really fun to work with. I actually like doing that. And then I'll bring this all back up and make her look almost new. It's got a little bit of wear here. I'm sure there's people out there that have plates for these, face plates, so maybe I'll just do that. It seems to be kind of a hammered rig, but they didn't drill any holes back here. This one is not the Philippines radio. This is a Malaysia. So I'm not really a 148 guy. I know there's some 148 collectors out there that are just crazy knowledgeable about this stuff. Is this a decent radio? It looks to me the manufacturing code is 1993, the 5th month of 93, I believe. It's a Malaysian, I think you guys want Philippine model. I'm not really sure how that worked. Anyway, there's some hot glue spuzz and a mod there, and a channel mod, a variable power mod, and various junk. But the only reason why I really didn't just chuck this radio, I was just going to pull the knobs off and chuck it because there's no holes in the front. Really nothing on the back. The side hole we can get away with. Yeah, there was a switch in here, and then I found some lids, and so I'm going to bring that up, and I'll do a video on that. This stuff right here is winter project stuff. So, all right, you guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care, 7-3s. And yeah. Oh, what the heck? I got one more here. Where'd my knife go? Where'd my knifey knife go? Ah, crud. All right, remember I told you I had this? I am the original owner. I bought this back in, in 82, I believe. And, holy Toledo, what am I doing here? I love this thing. People are now getting into these, and I see these all over the place. I was just out at Tom 456's place, and he had one up, but I love these. So this was like my dream meter. This is, you know, back in the day, this is like, to me, this to me was a bird. So when I use this meter, you know, a lot of the guys, the big strappers, you know, they're like, yeah, I got bird watts. This is my I call this Tandy watts. So I'm putting out 3 Tandy watts, or I got 25 Tandy watts here. So anyway, this is really cool, man. It's been through hell. This was out actually in my garage for several years, and it shows it. So I'm going to bring this all back, but it's in pretty good condition overall. I didn't drill holes in it. I haven't put lights in it or monkeyed around with it. So anyway, I'm going to clean that up and put it in my shack. And then when I do some radio experimentations, I can tell you that it puts out 5 Tandy watts. This is swinging to 6. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. See, that was bonus footage right there. Right on. I'm glad you guys stuck with me.